Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? Hey, Aunt Mer, how are you? Good morning, good morning, good morning. So this morning, I thought we could play with one of my new stamp releases from Unity, and this one is called Paint Those Flowers, and it is a paintbrush. It is a paintbrush of flowers and a quote from Frida Kahlo, of course. So I have been, good morning, Carol. I have been playing with some heat embossing this morning. So I did one here. This was the first one I did, and it didn't turn out. The paintbrush was good, but the sentiment's not great. So I'm salvaging the paintbrush, and I will make something out of that. Because, you know, we can't waste. So how is everyone today? I'm using my piece of freezer paper for my palette this morning. Clean up what we used on Tuesday. So just know that if you do not have a craft mat, you can use a piece of freezer paper. And when it gets cruddy, you can just throw it away and tear off another piece from the roll. So I'm going to use my Karen markers this morning. So I'm just going to start picking some colors. You know, I like the brights. So let's see. But I'm going to try and paint off of my craft mat. I just like that. I like that technique of using it from the, oh, is this one gold? Nope, ochre. I feel like I have a little bit more control when I do it that way. So let's see. Which orange shall I use? Amber. I really like that one. So let's start with that, I guess, and we'll just kind of build as we go. They are amazing, and I'll tell you, you know, I like a supply that I can use for a good long time. And these, if you use them as paints, you can absolutely use them for a long time. If you, so here we go. So we're just going to color some on here. And then we're going to take, I brought water brushes out this morning. Good morning, Beth. Going to add a little bit of water. So we make kind of a watery wash. And then let's start, just going to little by little fill in these little spaces. And that's kind of fun to do. I'm going to go, I saw this technique and it really kind of spoke to me. And we've done kind of versions of this before, where we're just going to do kind of a watery wash around whatever the image. We're just going to kind of jiggy-jaggy watery wash. And then once that's all, we've done that with all of our colors, we're going to come back and we're going to start to fill in the images with deeper color. So this daffodil, obviously I'm going to do in yellow. I have that yellow, and I thought I had a brighter yellow, and I thought they might be kind of nice to kind of combine them and see what happens. let's add a little water. And let's do that same thing. We just kind of create that watery background. And I like how it's just kind of bleeding into my blue. That's kind of nice. Then let's make that big. Well, we could make that this rose. That big flower, I'm still hemming and hawing about what I want to do there. I'm feeling like these back here, let's make those purple. Oh, I just love that. It's just so cool when that resist happens. I just love that. It's so pretty. And we'll kind of get those two to kind of meld together there. Maybe let's do orange for that center flower. A little bit of water. So how is everyone doing this morning? I am doing great. Jeff and I started to watch a new series last night called Only, oh, it's the Steve Martin one. Only Murders in the Building or something like that. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Okay, I don't like that little bit of purple seeping into my orange, so I'm just going to take the corner of my paper towel and pull that up. Oh, we got some greens for our foliage. And up here, there we go. I want this kind of cool, watery background. Oh, are you camping up north, Aunt Mer? So let's make our handle. I have like a nice gray for this strip right here. So it kind of looks like metal maybe. And then let's just make a nice wooden handle. Good morning, Tam. How are you? Oh, so you're seeing those cute littles on the west side of the state. Okay, I have lots of browns, so I want to test out what... Yay! I'm so happy your watercolor paper arrived, Tam. Okay, so I have all of these browns, but I want to test them out. That one's super dark. I kind of like that one. Not loving it. Super dark. Oh, look at that. Next to those are contenders. Sandstone and copper brown. This is henna. That might work a little bit in there. Cinnamon. Nope. That cinnamon is such a weird color. It's kind of green brown. I don't know why. It just is. So let's take that copper brown and just do the base of the handle. Well, give my love to everybody over there, Aunt Mer. So I am using my Karen markers. Have you played with those yet, Tam? They're pretty amazing. Okay, so I've done the base of my paintbrush, right? So we need to let that dry and then we can start to build those other colors. But I need to figure out how I want to do my, I don't know if you can even tell that I have a sentiment right there. I paint flowers so they do not die by Frida Kahlo. So I need to figure out how I want to, I don't know. I think I just need to leave it alone until I figure it out. Because if I just start painting, then I'll make a mistake and I'll be really mad at myself. Okay, so now let's dry this layer. Ooh, that was very wet, that little piece of grayish silver. Okay, so now I want to build the color on the flowers, and now I'm going to take the marker straight. Straight onto. Did you lose sound? Can anybody else hear me? Yikes. So I'm going to just start to put a little bit of color down and then come back in with my water brush. I'm just going to push that color right to the edge. Little by little. I'm going to add some color at the base and then up one side of the petal. Start to build some nice form and depth. Little by little. There we go. Oh, I'm loving it, you guys. Okay, let's do the daffodil. Start that slow build of color. So I don't know if you can see what I did here, where I just added a bit more yellow. I did the brighter canary yellow. There we go. That's starting to take a little bit of shape, right? Okay, let's try. Just little by little, build up that pink. So, what shall we talk about today? Well, like I said, Jeff and I started to watch that Steve Martin show on Hulu last night, and it is called building or something like that. Oh my gosh, it's really good. It's Steve Martin and Martin Short and Selena Gomez. It's just an amazing cast. And there's all these little cameos. Only Murders in the Building. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So we just started it last night. And we are about, I think we're 4 episodes in. So I'm just going to kind of randomly add some of this blue. Clean off the end of my water brush and then just kind of spread that around a little bit. Because remember, this is just the second go round of color. There we go. I'm telling, it's so fun to paint an embossed image, isn't it? Just because it's different. It's different than what we watched 4, I think, last night. Because we started kind of early in the evening. Purple. Let's do that same thing. We're just going to jiggy-jaggy. Because we're kind of going over the embossed part, so I'm not touching the actual watercolor paper so much. But now I am. Now I'm just kind of filling in those bits and bobs. Oh, I'm loving it. Anyway, that show was so good. It's very New York. It's and it's hysterical and kind of thought-provoking, especially if you are a fan of murder podcasts, true crime podcast. That's plays a prominent role. So I am not. I like pretend. I don't like real life. But I don't know. Maybe I'll start to listen to some. Little by little. This is starting to really take shape, I think. Like I'm starting to see it kind of come into its own. So now let's come in with a little bit more brown. That's nice. It's starting to look quite painterly. I love when that happens. Just do a little line there. Build up those sides. Remember, we want it to go dark, lighter, lighter, lighter. So let's leave this area right here lighter. Let's do dark here, under here. But you see how I just did a little bit? So we just get the idea. I'm telling you, building those little like layers and layers and layers of color makes all the difference. Then we're just doing that jiggy-jaggy blend. Oh, so pretty. I still haven't decided what I'm doing over here, so I'm still gonna just leave it. Let's go back with another layer of color. I feel like I want it super, super colorful. So I'm gonna come in with the, what is this one? Gold on the daffodil. I'm just doing bits in the places where I know there'll be shadow, right? On one side and up one side and across the bottom. And then at the base of all these petals. And then pull that color down one side of the petal. And that will help give us some more definition. That orange, feeling like I wanna. This is one of the first ones I did. Maybe it was the first one. Like I feel like I'm, isn't it funny how you just feel like you get better and better as you go along? Because you kind of start to like formulate your plan, you know? There we go. Now that's starting to pop way more. So did you like it, Tam? Did you and Brian like it? The Only Murders in the Building. I loved it. Everybody make sure you have a nice, cool, refreshing drink. I have a giant alkaline water this morning. Let's do the blues, maybe. Let's do the same thing. We're just kind of jiggy. So I like that it's kind of speckly right now. So I don't think I'm gonna do much with water. Nope. I want it to have those highs and lows of color. I'm really liking that. The green looks like it needs a little intensity. That's helping, I think. Ugh, I'm loving it. So yesterday was my big release party for the 50 states embroidery patterns. Oh my gosh, it was so lovely. And they announced my newest project for them. I'm going to have a subscription box, super exciting, with Adorn It, and it's what did I do with that gray? There we go. It's all 50 states, smaller smaller embroidery blocks, but they will be state flowers. So super excited about that. And those are already in the works. It's so funny, you just don't realize how long it takes for the whole thing to come to fruition. I mean, my drawing part is kind of the very beginning. Then I have to wait for them to, they have to create the pattern and then colorize it and choose the colors of thread for all of the kits and then print everything, send them out to the printer, and then send all of those printed patterns to the stitchers and have the stitchers stitch them and then have them all send them back to the it's this long process that you just don't think it will be. But it was just, I'm telling you, it's just magic to see it go from my pencil drawings, like my little sketches, to a finished product. Do you know what I mean? It's just, and then to see it stitched. to see all those different states stitched. It's just magic. And I was more than honored, that's for sure. And they said really nice things about me, which was really nice. Oh, thank you, Denise. Thank you so much. It was lovely. It was just lovely. Maybe... It still just feels like it needs to be bumped up a little bit in the colors. What do you guys think? I feel like it needs a little more intensity. I really want that really nice contrast between the white and then the background and then the actual images. Do you know what I mean? I want a really big contrast. So I will just continue to build layers. There we go. So I'm also excited. This year is Jeff and my 30th wedding anniversary. And I'm just going to tell you, we never do anything big for our anniversary. We just don't. And there's no particular reason. We go out to dinner. So, seriously. Anyway, this year, Jeff got tickets to the Van Gogh experience that we saw in Paris. And you remember, well, maybe you don't know, but just before we walked into the building to see the Van Gogh experience, we stopped at this little grocery store that was next door to the exhibit place. And while we were in there, I set my phone down to get something out of my purse, and my phone was stolen. So as a visual artist, imagine oh my gosh, I can't even tell you the freak out that I had. And then we were like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And seriously, we were in Paris. No, they don't have Verizon stores there. And when we called the Verizon stores in America, they were closed because it was the middle of the night. So anyway, Jeff just shut it down, and then we went on to because our tickets they're always for particular times. And so we just went on to see the show, and it was amazing. But it was just clouded by that. I was so mad at myself for setting my phone down, and then that was the first thing we were going to do. We were only in Paris for a day. That was the first thing we were going to do, and it was just shadowed by my phone being gone. So then I couldn't take one picture. It was just crazy. Anyway, we're going to see it again, and I think I will see it with better eyes this time. Although I will just tell you, it was just stupendous. If it comes to your area, it is worth going to see. It's just so, it's Van Gogh. It was so cool. I'm telling you, it was, on the train ride there, I looked out the windows, and you're going so fast, but I could see on the French countryside Van Gogh's trees. And all I kept thinking was, oh my gosh, I'm looking at the same trees that Van Gogh looked at, and I'm seeing what he saw, and I want to paint what he painted. And oh my gosh, it was just the loveliest. But anyway, let's do a little bit, tap, 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 a little bit of color up here. So we have a little more definition of that ruffle at the top of the daffodil. Anyway, I'm super excited. I'm super excited just to see it all again. And oh my gosh, it was just, like I said, if you get a chance to see Van Gogh for sure, but any of those immersive exhibitions where you're just surrounded by art, it's the most amazing. It's just so cool. Maybe I need to just let this sit for a minute. What do you think? I feel like I want to do a lot of splattering on here with all the colors, so it looks kind of, you know, splattery. That was, well, that was way more impactful in my noggin. My statement. So I'm feeling like, what if I do this in the hot pink? I'm feeling like that might be kind of the way to go. So scribble some on our freezer paper, and then there we go. There's one painty layer, right? Kind of digging that. Then let's do a more concentrated, just, there we go. And do some splatters, but I want to kind of cover up there we go. With the pink. And let's dry those. And then maybe we could do the other colors too. I feel like that might be kind of a fun background. I'm kind of thinking. Like the purple and blue and yellow. I think that would be so pretty on there. And I kind of like that a little bit of the pink got on the background there. That's pretty. Okay, so let's do the same thing with the blue. Let's just do like one. Let's get rid of the pink. Let's get a new brush. Just want that nice and concentrated. Yep. Kind of digging that. Now let's do purple. Let's get rid of the blue off my brush. There we go. I just love the organic feel of splatter because you really can't control it. It's just gonna kind of do its thing. Okay, what's next? Orange, maybe? Let's get rid of the purple. on our brush. So do you see how these markers will last forever because we are just using a bit as watercolor paint. And we just used bits when we painted this. I very rarely use the whole marker like right on my substrate. Okay, let's give that a dry. I just don't have anything to talk about today. I usually have a whole stack of things to talk about. Somebody put a question out there. Oh, I will tell you, before I embossed this morning, I did, I'll let you know what I used. I used this powder bag from, I don't know, Tam, do you know who this is from for embossing? So you wipe down your piece of cardstock or watercolor paper. Then I used Hero Arts Unicorn Pigment Ink for stamping, and then I embossed with Brutus Monroe's Alabaster White. Those got really, they just give me a nice crisp image, which I'm just digging. I'm feeling like let's deepen the pink. Let's start to build the pink up around the letters. Embossing Buddy, it was something like that. I'm just going to start to build up the color around the embossed letters so they start to really pop. Green. Yeah, I don't even remember. I don't know where I even got it, or who knows. Mine's really old too. Okay, a little bit of green. Okay, what color did I not do yet? Yellow. I'm gonna do this, the goldish yellow, because I feel like that's the, that one might show a little bit better. Do you know what I mean? I'm kind of digging that. But I'm feeling like the, as I look at it, let's get rid of that yellow. I want to kind of soften this edge because I feel like I want it to just kind of like fade out more than it is. And I just thought of something that might be super cool. Just a sec. Let's do a matching envelope. Right? Come on. How cute is that? So let's set this aside to dry. And then let's splatter this whole envelope. And I'm going to do the flap too. So let's splatter the entire envelope. How cool is that? Get a little bit of my purple in my blue there. Oh well. I hope that you think about your envelopes when you're making cards. I try to make the time to create something of interest, like an artsy envelope. I used to have so much more time, and I really prided myself. I really prided myself on trying to have the goal of making my envelope just as cute as my card. But now I don't so much. But now I'm feeling like, ooh, I've kind of reignited that in myself. How cute is that? And wouldn't you love to get that in your mailbox? Oh, look at that pink, totally pops. So cute. Orange. I should be just using a regular paintbrush. That would... I don't really particularly like this paintbrush, but I've kind of started with it. So because it's so, do you see how it just soaks up everything? But look at it, makes great big splats. And I like that. I like that it's different, you know, that the orange is a little bit different than... Rinse my brush. I think we still need to do yellow. What do you think? So cute. Right? Oh, I'm loving that. Super cute. So once this is made into a card, how cute is that going to be together? Ugh, love it. Okay, I'm going to dry this a little bit. So I really want to cut this out with an embossed rectangle. I love that. I just love that finishing touch. And then mat it on something that I'll probably use a embossed rectangle or a die cut rectangle for that too. I started to do a little bit of splatter down here. So now I'm thinking, maybe I need to do a little bit of the pink. Just kind of build up down here too. Don't you think that's kind of bringing it all together? Need to dry in between. I just find that drying in between makes such a difference. I try to dry in between everything. Yellow. So I hope that you have been inspired to do something, you know, something a little bit different today. Play with your color, your whatever. I mean, you can do this same thing that I'm doing with your watercolors, with your watercolor pencils, with your whatever water-based mediums you have. You can certainly do the same. Let's do purple. But I think I want to do purple with a the water brush, because the water brush made smaller. Yep. I want all different size splats. Yeah, I'm feeling like that's working in my favor. Maybe just a little bit more. Gold. Let's see what I have. That's the smallest one I have. Let's do a little jiggy jaggy blend. Yep. There we go. Now it feels like that, like the daffodil is really kind of holding its own, you know? What else feels like it needs a little bit of that? The green, I think, could use some assistance. It needs some help. And these, because they're so small, it's hard to do much blending, but like on these leaves, I can certainly do it. There we go. I'm really loving it. There we go. One more layer of that pink to kind of really make those letters pop. Well, I'm feeling like that's working more. What do you think? So, I feel like I think this may be done. So I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to die cut it, and I'll make a card out of it, and I'll post it. So you'll see that on the social media, the Corbiere-Scott Design social media. Oh, I'm just digging that. It's so crazy when you just kind of dream something up, and then it kind of evolves as you're doing it, you know? So look at how pretty that's going to be together. Oh, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Like, I feel like maybe, did I do all of the, I think I did all of the colors, didn't I? I'm really liking it. So I have to pick the perfect stamp and make the perfect card. Oh, I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. So fun. Well, I think I'm going to sign off a little early because I'm all done. I hope that everybody was inspired to go paint something today, and that you know I hope that you can feel how much I appreciate you all. I absolutely do. From the bottom of my heart. It just means the world to me that you take time out of your day to come and just get painty with me. And just have some easy time, you know. Then you can reflect on easy time when things get crazy later on in the day. Because they will. You know they will. They always do. I adore you all. Go out and make this a tremendous Thursday. I adore you all. Thanks so much. Bye.